Our reporter Mzwandile Mbeje, who's standing by for us. Mzwandile, obviously now it's Mr. Maseko who's in the hot seat. What came out of his testimony?
Thank you very much, Nombu. Mr. Maseko has just taken the stand. Remember, Ms. Mento was scheduled to take the stand, I think, for a day, but her evidence went on for 3 days. So just after 12, then Mr. Maseko took the stand. Basically, what he is outlining now is that is basically how he's going to go about presenting his evidence. The legal team that is leading this evidence is still basically laying the foundation upon which so he'll be led. So, but interesting from what is coming out here is that he actually is saying, as far as he is concerned, he thinks there are a number of people who can help, particularly in the public service, because he says there is a lot of people who know a lot about this issue around the state capture. He is saying that, remember, when the chairperson opened this commission 2 weeks ago, he actually complained that there were very few people who were coming out really to assist this commission. So Themba Maseko, having been the former chief at the GCIS dealing with a number of public servants, he says there are many who know about this. And of course, Nombu, he also spoke about the former DGs who wrote that letter of concern. So when this issue was prevalent in the media and those former DGs were concerned, then did come together and write the letter. Among those is Frank Chikane. You remember during the Thabo Mbeki presidency, he was the Director General in that office, and of course Barry Gilder at the Home Affairs, and a number of them. So they did write a letter of concern, but they have not indicated whether they would come. And what the judge basically said, having seen all these names to Mr. Maseko, was that given that they had the courage to come out and write this letter, it was possible that they would be able really to help, because Mr. Maseko had expressed his concern that if the commission had taken place much earlier, a lot more people would come out. But yeah, we expect that as the commission resumes at about 2:15, and then they will now start getting into the details of what exactly were the issues with regards to what he witnessed.
Mzwandile, one last thing. It seems as though Feki Mentor's testimony, they tried to tear her apart. Was she able to keep calm under the pressure?
With regards to Ms. Mentor's evidence, particularly today, there probably was a lot of, I don't know whether there was a lot of uncertainty in what she was saying, because what the evidence leaders were basically saying, were trying to compare some of the statements she had made to the commission and the statements she had made to the public protector, and of course those that she had made to the police station, because she did go to a police station in Cape Town to open a case. So what really transpired, Nombu, was that in a number of what she was saying, she would not recall some of the statements, despite that her signature would be there. So she would question some of those statements. So there was a little bit of inconsistency with regards to what was happening today, with regards to what she was doing in terms of delivering her evidence. But of course, there were a number of other issues that were dealt with in the past 2 days. So I wouldn't think that this is the only perhaps defining reason, or rather defining moment in terms of how the commission will come to a conclusion. But before I conclude, so there is a possibility that on Friday the judge will then grant applications to those people who will seek to apply to seek to cross-examine some of the witnesses.
All right, Ms. Mzwandile, I'm sure you'll keep us abreast of that one. We'll leave it there. That was my